If you enjoy listening to inspirational stories from people just like us, facing the fear and doing it anyway, then you're in the right place. My name is Claire Hill, and this is the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. Hello, welcome to another episode of No Rest for the Vivid, and it's a solo episode from me today. Hope that's all right. I've got some really good guest episodes coming up though. Next week, I've got the funniest episode I think I've ever done. It's so good. But yeah, really into my groove and being consistent with the podcast. And I'm sure that if you've been listening for a while, you notice that, 2 episodes a week, they're published 7 a.m. UK time every day, every Monday and Thursday, sorry. And consistency is key. So a year ago, I launched Claire Hill Coaching, coming up for a year ago. And I'd been mentoring and supporting business owners for a little while, but had been doing it off the back of Vivid Wire, my creative business, if you're all new around here. And I just felt that having its own identity would bring some clarity in my messaging and how I was showing up for people that might be able to support. And I had this idea, and I joined a mastermind with a group of girls who are just the most awesome group of women. And I've had a couple of them on the podcast, actually. I need to get the rest on. But yeah, I still talk to them all the time. But during that process of doing the mastermind, I had an idea for a group coaching experience that would be a hybrid of training and one-to-one coaching. And I actually had plans to launch it last year, but it didn't feel like it's not that it wasn't the right time. I suppose it wasn't the right time. I just didn't feel like I could prioritize myself, my energy on making it as good as it should be. So I just had it in the back of my mind, like, I really want to do this program. I really want to do it. And as I thought about it, and for anybody who's had an idea for quite a while, this is how my brain works anyway, I'll revisit that idea quite a lot. And like, maybe I can tweak this, maybe I can do this, maybe I can introduce this idea, and sort of to and fro in my mind about how the experience of the program would work. And I was doing, hosting the Vivid Club membership. The doors are currently closed. Because I just want to really focus on the members in there. And if I introduce new members, when you become a member of the Vivid Club membership, I go through a process. You have your welcome call and supporting you through that first month. And I just want to work on everybody that's in there, making sure they're implementing what they've already been taught. So that's my focus for the Vivid Club membership. But what it did was give me a little bit of space to really grab hold of this idea of this group program. And I know that quite a lot of you that listen to this run your own small businesses, and coaching is a very new thing in the UK, and mentoring and business support. There's so many courses out there. Like, don't get me wrong, I've done some of them and they're really good. I've also been part of memberships that have been really good. Some I've thought, this membership needs this. And that's why I created the Vivid Club membership, because when you're working on your own, you need community. You need to feel like you have work colleagues and that you're not all on your own. It's fundamental. It's also, if you have experienced any trauma or adverse life events, it's actually pivotal that you have community. And that's, part of the trauma-informed approach that I apply to all of my teaching and training and coaching and mentoring and all of that, is that community is at the heart of it. So again, I kept thinking about this group program and how I would create just like a network, a really substantial network, very similar to what I have that I had last year with my mastermind girls, where you're all in the same boat, you're all being taught the same thing, and you just understand where everybody's coming from. But the mastermind I didn't have enough training in it, didn't have enough strategy. Now I've just finished receiving myself some one-to-one support from a wonderful woman called Bethany, and she said it's like trying to learn how to tie your shoelaces when you don't even know what a shoe is. Now I think that analogy is amazing. How you run a business, how can you run a business and welcome all the success into your life if you don't understand what business strategy is? It just doesn't make sense. So that's what I want to build, the foundations. Now I go through a lot of these foundations in the Vivid Club membership, but because it's a membership, there's not as much space but there is. I mean, there's lots of space to implement, but having real focused coaching and support around what you're learning. So, like I said, keep thinking about these ideas. And I was like, right, I'm doing it. I'm going to launch it. I'm going to start talking to people about it on the 12th of September. And I'm going to do, like, it's going to start on the 26th of September, did my schedule. And the wonderful, wonderful queen of ours, basically queen of the world. I know she's not, but Queen Elizabeth II has passed away. And we have a new king. And if you're not in England, in the United Kingdom, I really feel, I know sometimes if you're in other countries within the United Kingdom, you're listening to this, sometimes feels, I mean, like with football and stuff, that we're a bit apart, but I've never felt more part of a United Kingdom as right now. So that's really nice. I feel really, I'm just so proud to be British. So anyway, the wonderful Queen has passed away, which means that my plan of launching it in a big bedazzle in a big like showstopper way has had to sort of take a back seat, because I want to make sure that I'm being respectful, but I still want to help people. Anyway, so before the Queen passed away, I was sitting there, I was like, I need to think of a name for this. And I was thinking, it's all about being a warrior boss in the Vivid Club membership. It's all about following the warrior boss framework, which is warrior energy, vision, strategy and planning, a money-making attitude, and consistency and productivity. They're the strands of the warrior boss framework. And I just thought, well, it's all about becoming a warrior boss, but in a really profound, transformational way within a group program. I know, I'll call it Project Warrior Boss. I feel like it needs a theme tune. Project Warrior Boss. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassing. Yeah, so I came up with that. So Project Warrior Boss is live. It is actually, saying that, if you're listening to this on Thursday, I don't think I've finished the sales page yet. Things have not gone to plan this week, but it will be finished. I think it's going to be finished by tomorrow. I've got this, there's a project that I've been working on with Vivid Wire, which is phenomenally opportunistic. Like, it's, oh God, I can't wait to tell you all about it. And I think it's so amazing, the project, that I think I'm going to do a whole podcast episode on it. But I've had to sort of prioritize doing a little bit more work on that, so I'm a little bit behind on the sales page. But I think that I can get away with it because I'm doing a podcast on it. But I've already sold 3 spaces, so there's 6 spaces available in the Project Warrior Boss. The support and training is over a 20-week period, with it's like a kind of quieter support over the Christmas period. So if you're listening to this, you're like, I feel like this could help me, then don't worry if you're product based or even service based, because Christmas is really busy. It's very busy for me, and I've allowed for that. So I've given space to that. The aim of Project Warrior Boss is to transform you from a warrior to a warrior boss in those 20 weeks, to empower you beyond recognition, to make you, it's a bit like retraining yourself in how you think and see yourself and your business. So there will be training and support around warrior energy, and that's to do with mindset and reframing, but very much like, you need to rest, you need to put yourself first, you need to generate that energy you need for your business. You cannot operate on a productive level if you do not have that warrior energy. And I've said it a lot of times, that's where we start. So the first week will all be about getting to know each other, group coaching, because it's going to be a WhatsApp group as well. And in the WhatsApp group, everybody's going to be networking and chatting and supporting each other. And we're going to become like a little warrior boss family. Then the second week will be all about warrior energy. And a bit of the first week, actually. The third week is going to be some support around vision, setting your vision. And then we're going to do training about planning and strategy, really break that down into really manageable chunks and looking at the year ahead and teaching you how I plan in a way that I can actually do it. Because when we are learning as trauma informed, as people that have experienced trauma or adverse life events, you do see the world differently, you do learn differently, and this course takes that into consideration. So the fundamental importance of this course is I've been taught lots of things, and I've done a master's degree. The master's degree was self-led, which means that which meant I could do it in a way that I could manage and still retain and deliver. But there are a lot of courses out there that just rely on you just having the willpower and the authority with yourself to just get the work done. And that's really tricky for someone that's gone through trauma or adverse life events, because your brain is constantly trying to revisit those negative feelings because they feel so familiar. And then when you are trying to learn something new, you might have vulnerability hangovers, imposter syndrome. And if you don't have any support around those things, you can give up or not finish a course. I've paid for a course recently, which I haven't yet finished for that reason. Brilliant course. Absolutely. The information in it is fantastic. I can really benefit from it. But I haven't got any support now to finish that course. I have to really find it in myself to finish that course off my own back. And I don't feel that is as supportive as I needed. So I created the Warrior Boss, Project Warrior Boss. So we'll do vision, strategy planning. We'll look at money making attitude. Now, I'm very conscious of respecting the investment that somebody is going to put into a course like this. So when we come to that part, the money making attitude, we're going to do a money challenge where we create strategy, an idea, develop, plan something that is going to create twice as much money into your business as what you pay for the course. And I'm really passionate about that. If I've done an episode not too long ago about money making attitude. I love making money. More than I like making money, I love helping people make money. And I want that to be a real clear thread through this business. And the thing is as well, is that when you do a money challenge, we're doing one in the Vivid Club at the moment. When you do a money challenge with just 6 people, the energy that you are all in and you're all supporting each other and chatting about the money, and you've all got the same goal as well. So it becomes so rewarding because you're doing it together. So that is definitely I've lost my thread then. So I was just thinking about the making money. Money making attitude. We're going to have a money challenge. And then we're going to look a lot at productivity and consistency and creating habits around these new things so that you don't have to think about doing these things anymore. They happen, which means that your business is more successful. So it starts on Monday, the 26th of September. I'm absolutely buzzing about it. If you pay in full, you get a bonus 2-hour strategy call with me, which I actually, recording this right now, I have one of those in an hour with one of the people that have bought the course. There's only 3 spaces. Each space is £795. And this is a reduced price because when I run it again in January, I'm going to put it at the price that I've valued it at. I've valued it as £1,295 or 1,195. I think it's 12.9. No, it is. It is 100. Yeah, it is 12. It's 12.95. It's the same as my 3-month coaching program. I panicked then. Always love an 11 in there, but no, it's the same as my coaching. So, £1,295 for the 20 weeks, and that's in January. But this time I've knocked off £500 because it's the first time I'm running it. So I might tweak it as we go. I don't know if elements are going to work. I think they are, but I've just got that flexibility to, and also as a reward to you guys who are investing in this new idea that I've got for Project Warrior Boss. And I feel like Project Warrior Boss is literally everything that I've ever done in my life, ever. I feel a bit emotional actually, because it really is everything I've ever done in my life, like gone through that trauma as a child, and as an adult, having that pain and just believing that something better was going to happen, and then going into supporting vulnerable adults, homeless families, then going into education, discovering what a trauma-informed approach was, and understanding the perspective as someone who has experienced trauma and how I can help other people that have gone through the same thing, studying my master's degree, focusing on trauma education, informed education, and then becoming support for businesses, creating the Vivi Club. And it's like everything I've ever been through has all done like a big full circle to help these people, help you. I might be helping you. And the thing is understanding trauma. Like, I was talking to a Vivi Club member the other day, and she'd experienced breast cancer, and it wasn't good at the beginning. Like, it wasn't looking good, but she survived it. That changes how you see the world and changes how you learn. There was another member the other day I was chatting to, and she had a really, really rough time at work, really on the verge is basically bullying, and lost all her confidence. Again, that's a traumatic experience that's going to affect how you see the world. And I just know that this course potentially could change your life, by showing you, that's where I was, and this is where I am now. And I'm going to teach you how I got there, because life is pretty sweet for me. I do have dark days, as anyone that's gone through trauma, and that's okay. I've learned to feel my feelings, but I've learned to have more control over how I think about myself, and then how I hold myself back in business. And I just don't do it anymore. And maybe it's your time to think big now, and it's your time to get that support you need, especially as we're going into, this circumstance. I mean, it looks like the government's supporting us a little bit with and the energy and everything. There's a lot of change at the moment, but being sure of yourself, but knowing who you are, so you've always got an anchor, regardless of how choppy the seas are. That's where your superpower is, knowing who you are. And I can help you to learn who you are, and also how to amplify all of those strengths that you've built up by surviving everything that you have. And that is what Project Warrior Boss is. So sorry for getting a bit emotional. I am over the moon excited. And I really think that this could be amazing. So yeah, if you want any information, please send me an email. Send me an email at hello@thevividclub.co.uk. And the sales page will be ready. As soon as the sales page is ready, I will add it to the show notes of this episode. But yeah, I hope you get involved. It's only 3 spaces left anyway, so good luck. All right, I'm going to go. I hope you have a lush day wherever you are, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast, written, produced and hosted by Claire Hill, and music has been composed by my brother Phil Fiddler.